let us see some important points in the chapter waves. You might have studied two types of waves. One is called longitudinal wave, another is called transverse wave. If the particles of the medium vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave, that is called a longitudinal wave. If the particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave, that is called a transverse wave. The example for longitudinal waves is sound waves. The example for transverse wave is light waves. You might have studied the relation between velocity of the wave and wavelength of the wave. The relation is given by V equals nu lambda, where V is the velocity of the wave, nu the frequency of the wave, lambda the wavelength of the wave. Now we have to study the equation for speed of transverse waves in a string. The speed is given by V equals root of T by mu. T is the tension in the string. Mu the mass per unit length. The mass per unit length mu can be calculated using the formula mu equals pi r square d, where d is the density of the string and r the radius of the string. A string can vibrate with different frequencies. The lowest frequency is called fundamental frequency. Higher frequencies are called overtones. If the overtones are integral multiples of the fundamental, they are called harmonics. In a string, fundamental frequency nu equals 1 by 2L into root of T by mu, where L is the length of the string. You know that in a string, all harmonics are present. All harmonics are present. All harmonics are present in a string. That is, nu 1 is to, nu 2 is to, nu 3 equals 1 is to, 2 is to 3. Now we have to study velocity of longitudinal waves in a rod. Velocity V equals root of y by rho, where y is the Young's modulus of the rod and rho its density. But in a liquid, velocity V equals root of B by rho, where B is the bulk modulus of the liquid. In a gas, there are two types of formula. One is Newton's formula, that is V is equal to root of P by rho. This equation is obtained in such a manner that when a longitudinal wave passes through a medium, that process is isothermal. Another formula in gas is Laplace's formula. That is V is equal to root of gamma P by rho. Gamma is the ratio of stress rates, that is Cp by Cv. Now we have to study the effect of pressure and temperature on velocity of sound. According to Boyle's law, P by rho is a constant. Therefore, velocity is a constant. That means velocity is independent of pressure. Velocity is independent of pressure. Next is effect of temperature. You know that V is equal to root of gamma P by rho equals root of gamma P divided by M by V equals root of gamma PV by M. But PV equals RT. Therefore, V equals root of gamma RT divided by M. When we use capital R, M is actually the molecular mass. Therefore, V directly proportional to root T. That is, as temperature increases, velocity of sound also increases. As temperature increases, velocity of sound also increases. But there is no change of velocity with pressure. Then there arises one simple question. What is the temperature at which velocity of sound is double that at 0 degrees Celsius? The temperature at which velocity of sound is double at 0 degrees Celsius. DC using the formula V directly proportional to root T. V directly proportional to root T. Velocity at 0 is V0, directly proportional to root of 273. Double means 2V0. 2V0 proportional to root T. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Equation 2 by 1 we get 2 is equal to root of T by 273. Solving we get T is equal to 1092 Kelvin or 819 degrees Celsius. That is a standard result, 819 degrees Celsius. Velocity of sound V equals root of gamma RT divided by M. M is the molecular mass. From that we can say that of all gases, velocity of sound is greater for hydrogen. Now we have to study what about the effect of humidity on velocity of sound. Velocity of sound V equals root of gamma P by rho. The presence of moisture reduces the density of air. The presence of moisture reduces the density of air. Therefore, velocity increases. Now we have to study the concept of progressive wave or harmonic wave. A progressive wave means a wave that travels outwards and which cannot return to the source of disturbance. The equation for progressive wave is y is equal to a sine of omega t minus kx, where a is the amplitude, k is the propagation constant, k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Now we have to study the concept behind stationary waves. When two waves of equal amplitude and frequency are superimposed together in opposite direction, you will get stationary waves. In a stationary wave, the frequency of the stationary wave is same as individual wave. At certain points, particles do not vibrate at all. Such points are called nodes. At certain other points, particles vibrate with maximum amplitude. Such points are called antinodes. Distance between successive nodes in terms of wavelength is lambda by 2. Distance between a node and nearest antinode is lambda by 4. The basic equation for stationary wave is y is equal to 2a cos kx sin omega t. Y is equal to 2a cos kx sin omega t. Now we have to study the concept of stationary waves in a closed pipe. In a closed pipe, the fundamental frequency nu equals V by 4L. Closed pipe means one end is closed and the other end is open. Here a stationary wave is produced like this. Here a node is produced and an antinode is produced at the open end. The fundamental frequency nu equals V by 4L. In a closed pipe, only odd harmonics are present. Only odd harmonics are present. That is, nu 1 is to nu 2 is to nu 3 equals 1 is to 3 is to 5. Now we have to study the stationary waves in an open pipe. Open pipe means both ends are open. The fundamental mode of vibration is like this. At the open end, there are antinodes. And the center, there is a node. The fundamental frequency is given by nu equals V by 2L. In an open pipe, all harmonics are present. That is, nu 1 is to nu 2 is to nu 3 equals 1 is to 2 is to 3. That is why open pipe is better than closed pipe for a musical instrument. Open pipe is better than closed pipe for a musical instrument. Then there arises a small question. An open pipe has a frequency nu. Half portion is dipped in water. What is the nu frequency? Like this, an open pipe has a frequency nu. Then half portion is dipped in water. What about the nu frequency? The nu frequency is nu itself. The nu frequency is nu itself. In an open pipe, the fundamental frequency nu equals V by 2L. When half portion is dipped in water, the length becomes L by 2. But it becomes a closed pipe. For a closed pipe, nu equals V by 4L. Here, V divided by 4 into L by 2. That means V divided by 2L. Therefore, the original frequency itself. The question is, An open pipe has a fundamental frequency nu. Half portion is dipped in water. What about the nu frequency? The frequency is nu itself. This is a standard result. Now we have to study the concept of beat. When two notes of nearly equal frequencies are sounded together, a regular rise and fall occurs in the loudness of sound heard. This waxing and waning of sound is called a beat. This waxing and waning of sound is called a beat. One waxing and one waning correspond to one beat. Number of beats produced per second is called beat frequency. We can theoretically prove that beat frequency equals difference in frequency. If the frequency of one note is nu1 and the frequency of other note is nu2, the beat frequency equals nu1 minus nu2. Another important thing is that beats are produced actually due to interference. Now we have to study the basic concept of Doppler effect. You know that the apparent change in the frequency of sound heard by a listener due to the relative motion of the source, listener or medium is called the Doppler effect. The change in frequency of sound heard by a listener due to the relative motion of the source, listener or medium is called the Doppler effect. The apparent frequency can be calculated using the formula nu dash equals nu into V minus VL divided by V minus Vs. Nu is the original frequency of sound produced, V the velocity of sound, VL velocity of listener, Vs the velocity of source. When you apply this formula in a problem, you have to take one condition. The direction in which sound wave is traveling towards the listener is taken as positive. The direction in which sound wave is traveling towards the listener is taken as positive. For example, we consider a source which is moving with a velocity Vs as shown in figure. We consider a listener which is moving with a velocity VL towards the source. According to this concept, Vs is positive and VL is negative. But there arises one important question. Suppose sound is emitted from a car, falls on a distant wall, then the reflected frequency sound heard by the driver. Sound is produced from a car, it falls on a distant wall, and the reflected sound heard by the driver of the car. We can easily find out the frequency heard by the driver using this simple formula. Nu dash equals nu into V plus Vs divided by V minus Vs, where Vs is the velocity of the source or velocity of the car. Nu dash equals nu into V plus Vs divided by V minus Vs. Sound is produced from a car, it falls on a distant wall, sound is reflected from the wall and reaches the car. The frequency sound heard by the driver of the car is given by nu dash equals nu into V plus Vs divided by V minus. Now we have to study what do you mean by Mach number. Mach number is actually the ratio of velocity of source to the velocity of sound. It is the ratio of velocity of source to the velocity of sound. Now we have to study the range of frequencies. You know that audible frequency range is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Audible frequency range is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Frequency less than 20 Hz are called infrasonics. Frequency less than 20 Hz are called infrasonics. Frequency greater than 20,000 Hz are called ultrasonics.
Integral, an institution for innovative teaching, medical and engineering entrance coaching, CPTCA entrance, crash course, private tuitions, brain development program for children from 3 to 14 years. Integral, Galaxy Building, Kattanam. 94475 6683 94471 05465.
Let us discuss 5 questions from this chapter, waves. First question. A train moving at a speed of 220 meters per second towards a stationary object emits a sound wave of frequency 1000 Hz. Sum of the sound reaching the object gets reflected back to the train as echo. The frequency of echo as detected by the driver of the train is. Here we can apply the formula. Nu dash equals nu into V plus Vs divided by V minus Vs. That is, sound is produced from a point, it falls on a distant object and then reflected back. Then the formula is nu dash equals nu into V plus Vs divided by V minus Vs. Nu is actually 1000 Hz. Velocity of sound we take it as 350 meter per second. Velocity of the source is 220 meter per second. Therefore you will get the answer as 5000 Hz. 5000 Hz. Second question is, if a stretched wire is vibrating in the second overtone, then the number of nodes and antinodes between the ends of the string are. It is vibrating in the second overtone. Therefore, in the second overtone, the figure is like this. You know that there are 2 nodes and 3 antinodes in between the junctions. There are 2 nodes and 3 antinodes. Therefore, the answer is 2 and 3. Therefore, the answer for the question 2 is answer D. Third question is, the beat frequency when 2 sound waves y1 equals 0.5 sin 410t, y2 equals 0.5 sin 454t travel in the same direction is. You know that beat frequency equals difference in frequency. The second frequency nu1 equals omega divided by 2 pi. Omega here is 454. So 454 divided by 2 pi. The first frequency nu2 equals 450 divided by 2 pi. Therefore beat frequency equals nu1 minus nu2. We get the answer as 7. Therefore the answer for the third question is C. Fourth question. A traveling harmonic wave on a string is described by y is equal to 7.5 sine of 0.005x plus 12t. The time period in second is. From that equation we can say that omega equals 12. Omega equals 12. Then period t equals 2 pi by omega equals 2 pi divided by 12 equals pi by 6 second. Fifth question. A string is hanging from a rigid support. A transverse pulse is excited at its free end. The speed at which the pulse travels a distance x is proportional to. You know the velocity of transverse waves in a string is given by v equals root of t by mu, where mu is the mass per unit length. Mass per unit length can be written as m by L. Therefore v equals root of t divided by m by L, or v is equal to root of TL by m, or v is equal to root of tx by m. Therefore we can say that t proportional to root x or b proportional to x raised to half. Therefore the question number 5, the answer is D.